Up Doe, Black Friday's family. And to start, I got to be honest with y'all. It's 2025 and we need black businesses more than ever. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bamboo. Yes, I am sitting in the podcast room at the Bamboo Detroit location right now, which is where you have seen a ton of the Black Fridays podcast episodes. And the reason that is because Bamboo has been Black Friday's creative hub for the last couple of years. However, it's much more than our creative HQ. It's home to hundreds of entrepreneurs, creators, thinkers, and doers just like yourself. Now, whether you need a private suite that's customized to your liking so that you can effectively get work done, or if you need a space to be able to host a meeting or a conference call, Bamboo has flexible, creative spaces and a supportive community to match. Now, if you don't get anything from this message, I need you to do this right here. Go ahead, click the link to check out Bamboo's selection of private suites at any of their locations. That's right, any of their Bamboo co-work locations. And you can also find a link in the show notes as well to get those details. And it's time for you, yeah, that's right, you, to join the Bamboo community. That's it. Time to get into the show. What up, though, Black Fridays family, and welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and add those notifications. Go ahead, share some previous episodes with the fam, and make sure that you stay tuned into the podcast. Now that we got that business out of the way, I got to be real with y'all. It's 2025, and we need black-owned businesses more than ever. And the reason that I say that is because all the energy that got put behind supporting and pushing black-owned businesses has started to fade. DE&I programs are getting cut. Corporate pledges are disappearing. But for me, it's never been about the hype or the trend of supporting black-owned businesses because it's cool. It's always been about how can we continue to build community and support those who are at the front lines, who are doing this work on a consistent and daily basis that we can get behind and be able to support in order to help improve and better our communities. That's exactly why the Black Fridays podcast was built. We wanted to build something that was sustainable and that could last to support our people that look like us in the communities that we come from or that are similar to ours, that once again, we can get behind and be able to support as they are looking to improve and better their community. Now, let's take a trip down memory lane as to how this all got started. Black Fridays 2020, George Floyd murder happens and the entire country is in civil unrest. We're in the middle of a pandemic. People are tired and frustrated. And then on top of that, we have this black man who was unnecessarily killed during a routine stop and interaction with the police. Now, obviously, this crisis had a lot of protests and civil unrest that came from it. And during this time frame, I was just playing around with the idea of how can I be able to be involved in being a part of the change and bettering my community so like things like that would not happen. And what sparked the idea for Black Fridays was that it was a call out for Blackout Tuesday, where we were only supposed to support black-owned businesses and establishments on a Tuesday in, I believe, June or July of 2020. And so I sat on that idea for a minute and just played around with the concept of Black Fridays and what if there was a weekly forum to be able to spotlight different black-owned businesses on a consistent basis. And fast forward to September of 2020, I decided to start the first iteration of Black Fridays, which became a Instagram live series where I started to dig into my contacts and dope creatives, entrepreneurs, professionals who were thriving in their fields and using their business and their skills in order to impact their communities. I wanted to be able to have meaningful conversations with them and also spotlight them and I wanted to provide an environment for them to be able to feel seen. And we were able to do just that. Back then, there was a lot of momentum, a lot of energy around supporting Black-owned spaces, and we were able to contribute to that momentum and that resurgence that we're seeing within the black community from the business community. But the goal for us was never to follow a trend, even though it was popularized to or cool to be black, so to speak, during this time frame. We wanted to create something sustainable, a vehicle that would be able to elevate these black businesses on a consistent basis. Now, let's fast forward back to 2025. Companies are shutting down their DE&I departments. Black-owned businesses are losing shelf space in some of these organizations and corporations. Funding is drying up in a lot of different departments. But overall, this is not surprising because we have been in this space before. Black-owned businesses statistically are the most underfunded, underinformed when it comes to resources and opportunities, and under-resourced as a whole. So as we continue to navigate this new space that we're in, where we have started to see a drastic decline in support or reinforcement from the powers that may be for these black institutions, organizations, and businesses, I will hope that you understand that support for black business cannot be seasonal, it can't be reactive or politically convenient. It has to be rooted in something. Now, here's the icing on the cake. This is why I said at the beginning of the video that black-owned businesses still, we need them now today more than we have before, because we still face historic levels of underinvestment, and I listed out the reasons for that. Representation within black businesses is still far behind our minority counterparts and the majority counterparts. The cultural and community impact of supporting black-owned brands, I hope that you will be able to see the significance of this, because in these trying times that we're dealing with right now, we've come to see how boycotts of certain brands and or retailers are having an impact on the bottom line for those particular businesses. So despite what's being done behind closed doors or what's being said in the media, you can clearly see that the cultural significance of our black-owned brands that have been in these establishments is still very much significant. And I see this every week when I have the opportunity to be able to talk to different black-owned businesses and hear their journeys of how they got to where they are. These are all stories of perseverance. Nobody has the easy road in order to establish something that is meaningful, especially within our community. And the fact that we don't get a chance to see it more popularized or more often in traditional media or traditional forums and just on a daily basis of just strictly visibility, that is why it's more important for us to make sure that we lock in with these black businesses and being able to walk with them every step of the way when it comes to this business journey, so that once we are able to help support and elevate them, we in turn are able to help provide more sustainability within our own communities. We're able to help the black dollar circulate for a longer period of time. We're able to provide more jobs for people that look like us. And we're also able to bring more people to the table who can advocate for us in these spaces and rooms that we may not be able to get access to. But because we are able to help them leverage the power of the community, then we have much more of a fighting chance when we get certain opportunities, or to be able to bring more opportunities to our communities as well. So supporting black-owned business is not just about a product, it's about the people, it's about the power, and it's about rewriting the narrative on our own terms. So I hope you're ready for this, because I'm gonna give you a checklist. These are things that we need to do in order to keep hope and to keep momentum and action alive. If you love your business like you say you do, and you want to protect that brand that you spent so much time creating, I need you to do one thing for me. Get your paperwork in order. And I already know what you're going to say. I don't have enough money to pay for a lawyer. I don't have time to deal with that. Well, listen, I got just the thing for you. Hold on. I promise. I got you. Don't even worry about it. The law office of Beverly Bill has you covered, because they have on-demand, easy-to-use contract templates that you can leverage for your small business, for your content creator journey, and being an entrepreneur in general. The templates are easy to use, they're affordable, and they're created by someone who is not only a lawyer, but also a content creator themselves. What more could you ask for? So if you're really about getting to the bag, getting to these opportunities, and solidifying your brand and your business, make sure that you visit www.beverlybilllaw.com. Once again, that's www.beverlybilllaw.com. beverlybilllaw.com. Hit the link right here and in the show notes. Tell them that Black Friday's podcast sent you. With that being said, let's get back into the episode. The fact that these DE&I programs and funding is getting cut and things like that does not stop this show. We have to be able to pivot, be creative, and figure out another way or different ways in order to keep the momentum going and keep our black businesses sustainable. So this is how we're going to do it. This is what I'm asking of you if you're listening to this or if you're watching this video. Number one, we got to keep the energy alive. And we can simply do that by everything that I say when it comes to supporting black businesses or black owned doesn't necessarily mean monetary. And when I say that is what I mean by keeping the energy alive from a non-monetary standpoint is that we are advocating for our black owned businesses, meaning we're letting our friends and family know when we find those who are doing something impactful in the community, they're doing good business, they're supporting their people in their community. We want to make sure we amplify those. You can reshare on social media. You can shout them out to other people or text them about their business, leave a Google review, whatever that looks like. That's how we keep the energy alive and we keep the momentum going for those who are out there that's getting it right and making things happen with their business. Now, the real support in terms of from a financial standpoint, we know that money talks and BS walks. So we want to make sure that if you have the ability to do so, patron these black businesses. Make sure that you purchase that book from that author that you may know of, or purchase from that black-owned bookstore, that black-owned coffee shop, the black-owned retailer, the black-owned convenience store, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you invest your dollar with these businesses and think black business first before you think about those particular big box retailers or other institutions that may not necessarily come from the community. And if you need support doing that, I can help you out here. We can help you out on the Black Fridays podcast. Number one, you can go listen to some previous episodes of some amazing black business owners, and you could consider purchasing something from them or visiting their stores and checking out their businesses. Also, you can tap into our newsletter where every week we're letting you know what's happening in the city, what's the latest conversation that we're having with guests and their backgrounds and what they have to offer to our community, and also what local events are happening, what promotions are going on that you will be able to leverage on behalf of the Black Friday podcast and also the community as well. So you can tap in with our newsletter and just make sure that you can go to www.blackfridayspod.com in order to sign up for our weekly newsletter and be a part of that community. So look, I know you see a lot of headlines and crazy stuff that's happening every day, especially in this country, but I just want you to know that all hope is not lost. And if anything, this is an opportunity to create new opportunities and new vehicles for our community. And from the seat that I sit in, I want to be able to do that from the standpoint of encouraging, supporting, pushing along the message when it comes to supporting our black-owned businesses, our black-owned creatives, our entrepreneurs, our professionals who are going into their business, whatever that looks like, every day and doing the best that they can to be able to be a lasting example for the community and also drive very important engagement and opportunities for the community as well. So that's what we're all about here at the Black Fridays podcast. I'm grateful to be able to have had this experience with you all for almost 5 years. You all have been rocking with me, and it's very grateful. Love the conversations that I've been able to have on this platform, talking to so many different people about their unique journeys and their backgrounds, and just to see people grow in their business over the years and the things that they do and be able to elevate, take it to the next level, and still have that mindset of being able to improve the community is truly great, and I'm appreciative for it. And I thank you all for being a part of this journey and sticking around for the ride. So make sure that you continue to tap in with Black Fridays. We'll be back with another episode and impactful guests and conversation next week. So please stay tuned, and I'll make sure to tap in with y'all soon. Peace.